Vibration and frequency is the language of God.
Do you know about alchemical sexual alchemy? This substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum.
They learn how the human body works at its best. Goodbye depression, goodbye lack of temperance, goodbye sexual immorality, goodbye pornography addictions, goodbye alcohol addictions, goodbye drug addictions. This knowledge literally can liberate humanity.
Allah calls himself Nur. But not just any Nur. He called himself Nuru Samawati wal Ard, which is particular. Like Allah doesn't just call himself Rabb. He associated that light to the skies and the earth. The skies and the earth is the Qur'an's reference to the physical universe. What Allah is saying here in brief is, without Allah, you don't really see anything. Someone who has faith in Allah has a light in has the real light through which they can see, and then they see reality. Why is it a parable? Is Allah himself make it clear that it's a parable? Allahu nuru samawati wal ard mathalu nurihi. The example of his light. Now the idafa changed. Instead of being the light of the skies and the earth, now it's becoming his light.
مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة.
Arch is actually the rib cage. In the analogy, it's describing a rib cage. It looks like an arch. And in it, Allah placed a hole, and in that hole He put a lamp. What's that lamp? Our heart.
مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية.
And the tree of life is your cerebrospinal. Your brain is the root ball, and all your nerves branch out, going down your body like a tree. You know, we are like a walking inverted tree. That is the original tree of life. The pineal gland is the pinnacle of the temple, the modus operandi in which the oil of the spinal cord reaches the pineal gland. There is a seed, a psychophysical germ, born in the or out of the solar plexus, also known as the manger. And this seed is taken up by the nerves or branches of the pneumogastric nerve and becomes the fruit of the tree of life, or the tree of good and evil. Good, if saved and cast upon the waters. Circulation, to reach the pineal gland. Is that this oil is, it's special because it's electrically charged. And it also is special because it has the ability to make new life. And your body created it.
يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار.
You won't find this kind of oil in the East Coast. You won't find it on the West Coast. It's not even from this earth. It is otherworldly.
As it rises, it passes through the hypoglossal, the 12th cranial nerve, through the olive. Still to this day, the olive of the hypoglossal is a term in medical science. And you must be anointed with olive oil. In the colostrum of the brain, that a special substance is secreted every month. And it unites with a psychophysical germ that is born out of the sacred place, the sacral plexus. That anointing travels through the 33 vertebrae. The secretion, the chrism, is crucified at the 33rd vertebrae. It returns up through the 33 vertebrae if the life is one of purity. It rises, it enters the hypothalamus, it stays there. It stays there for 2.5 days in the tomb. And then it is resurrected, and it meets and creates a connection inside the brain which creates a shift in consciousness and frequency, So the state of vibration, frequency of the organism is so heightened that it overcomes the curses of the 3D matrix.
نور على نور نور على نور.
This clean heart means this light that was put inside meets that light of revelation, then the two lights collide and the entire entity of the human being inside of him is lit up. And he calls it nurun, ala, light upon light. There's light on top of the light you already have inside. And this person gets lit up.
Consciousness is ultimately light. And as we see things like the sun changing and governing everything that's going on around us, of course it has an influence on yourself, on the light, on the consciousness. And this oil of gladness anoints you. You become free. Free of the curses of the flesh, and you have dominance over it. You can stand over it and go, no. And it gives you space, time, stillness between the impulse of the flesh and the righteousness of your soul to say no to those impulses.
It is just that if your energies reach a certain peak within you, you have a new clarity of vision of life. There is something called as a pineal gland. Various aspects of yoga or sadhana of yoga is to move it. The secretions of the pineal, which in yoga is referred to as amrit, this amritam either can be taken into the system to strengthen the system and increase or extend the longevity of the system. Or this amrita can be taken to create blissfulness in the system, like a drug. It can just blow you away. Or you can use this amrita to enhance your perception.
يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم.
In other words, I will give this light, I'm willing to give it to you, Allah is saying, but you have to be willing to accept it. If you're not willing, then I'm not willing.
It's part of your anatomy. It's not something to be feared, as is commonly touted within many different faiths on the planet. Well, not many, predominantly in the West, via persons following Islam and Christianity, they fear it.
This exists in the Dharma, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, the Bible, the Qur'an. It's everywhere.
It is born when the moon enters your star sign. I'm born March 30th. I am Aries. At the time where the moon enters Aries, the secretion starts, and I feel it.
This knowledge literally can liberate humanity.
The darkness inside them goes away. The sadness inside them goes away. The fears inside them go away. The jealousy inside them goes away. It's light upon light. Nurun ala nur.